Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome to another video here on A Train. Would have been just Train, but great YouTube guidelines for names. Anyway, here we are with a tier maker video, something I have never done before, but I'll probably do the other four positions. But today we got point guards. Supposed to be starting point guards, yet there are 36 players on this list. But it's okay. I've grouped all the duplicates, same teams down here, just to help me realize who they are. And before I do this is not an objective list. This is completely subjective. Okay, this is my opinion on the players. Okay, so while one could think like LaMelo Ball one might be really high on him if he's an all-star above average, or someone else could say he's trash or below average. Okay, people have opinions. Okay, I think really I really don't care too much about where you put them. With certain players, like if you were to put a Luka down here, I'd be a little more upset with you. But anyway, so this isn't based on facts. Okay, like I could, for example, do this. For example, do this. I know his stats are better, but I could do that. It's just an example. It's not really what I think, but it's just how I view them. Okay, but enough of the intro of me trying to defend myself without doing anything wrong yet. Let's go ahead and get started. Starting off with Ben Simmons, I think he's an all-star level player. I think his defense is elite. I think the defensive rankings just came out. He was the second best defender. His play has dipped a little bit from the last couple of years. Even still, it's about on par with everything else he's done. And he just, 3 days ago, whatever, had his 41-point triple-double or whatever. Something insane. Ben Simmons is an all-star caliber player. Should he make the all-star game this year? Maybe, maybe not, but he is an all-star caliber player. Next, you have Malcolm Brogdon, he's very good. Malcolm Brogdon is a very good player. I think he's turning out to be one of the better rookie. I think the Rookie of the Year is looking more well-deserved. I just don't know whether to put him here or here. Because if I put him here, he's might be the best above average. If I put him here, he might be one of the worst all-star-ish players. But I think I'm going to go ahead and come back to him and just see where I have everyone else ending up falling, just to help me compare a bit more. Next, we got Mike Conley, and he's going to go in above average. I think last year I would have had him down in average, but this year I'm going to move him up to above average because he's playing very well. He's been a key part of why the Jazz are actually the best team in the league record-wise. So I think he absolutely deserves to be in above average. Coby White is another one I could put in there, but I think I'm going to drop him in average for now. I mean, he's fine playmaker. I think he averages around 6 assists a game, if I'm not mistaken. It's around there. But yeah, he's a fine piece, not really someone I would want to start on a championship team. I think he'd be a great six-man, hence why he's about average. I think you can survive with him as you're fine. You're gonna do fine with him as your starting point guard. Are there better options? Yes. Are there worse options? Yeah, there are worse options to go with than Coby White. Next, Steph Curry, easiest one on the list. Superstar, best point guard in the league. Yeah, he's elite. One of the best players in the NBA. He's insane. Steph Curry, just look at Curry, man. Next, we have Chris Paul. If we're talking all time, I'm putting him up here, no question. But as of right now, it's between these two. I think he's at least a top 5 point guard, at least. So, well, that has nothing really to do with the ranking. There's no actual rankings. I don't know. I'm going to put him in All-Star for now. I'll put him at the top of All-Star. The order doesn't really matter. I'm just going to say it's now, like, the order doesn't matter unless I say it matters. Like, right now, like, putting Chris Paul towards the top of it. I think he's really, really, really good player. Is the reason why the Suns are one of the favorites in the playoffs. I think he's really good, but not quite up here in superstar. That one, I like. If you put him up here, I would not get mad. But I'm going to leave him in All-Star for now, just because I think the ones I know go up here are a tad bit better. One of those is Damian Lillard. I think he's the second best point guard in the league. I mean, he's had 169 points in the clutch time or whatever, crunch time, whatever you want to call it. I think he's absolutely the great point guard. People were overstepping a little bit when they're saying the order went like that, but yeah, no, he is still definitely, I think, one of the best point guards in the league. I think second best. So he finds himself here in the superstar tier. Next, DeJounte Murray. I think DeJounte Murray goes in All-Star. He's one that typically gets overlooked from the 2017 draft class. A lot of the attention goes to Markelle Fultz, Lonzo Ball, and De'Aaron Fox. A lot of it for the point guards. That's where a lot of the attention goes. As you see, two of those aren't even like bona fide starters on their team. Like, well, granted, you got hurt. Like Lonzo's, it could be him, could be whatever. Like DeJounte Murray has been overlooked quite a bit. I'm not going to say underrated, but overlooked by quite a lot of people. One of the better on-ball defenders. His offense is there. Maybe not your number one scoring option. Could be a nice number two, but I think he's definitely on this All-Star tier. Next, Dennis Smith Jr. I mean, you're trash. I'm sorry. There's a lot of potential. I think he's really just going to turn into another like Nate Robinson, where he's only good in slam dunk contests. A little harsh, but yeah, he's not good. Dennis Smith Jr. is not the best point guard. There's not too many starters that are worse, and there are a lot that are better. There are a lot of players that are better. So we're going Dennis Smith Jr. in the trash category. Next, D'Angelo Russell. At times he plays like an all-star caliber player. At times he's just above average. I think I'll put him in all-star for now, because he has played like he is capable of playing an all-star level. He is now playing with one of the better players in the league in Cat. So he can play at an all-star level. I think he'd be towards the back of this all-star tier if there were rankings. He'd be towards the bottom. Or he could be just towards the top of above average. But I think we'll be nice and drop him in all-star for now. Next, another all-star in De'Aaron Fox. Man's a stud. He's looking like he could be the best point guard. I think one of these two at best point guard of the 2017 draft class, at least from the names I can remember off the top of my head. And no, the order doesn't matter. I'm just flipping them around because it's hard for me to sit still. Anyway, I think he can be a number one option, which puts him a little bit ahead of DeJounte Murray. Not that Murray can't be. He absolutely could. He could be. But Fox has proved that he is a number one option and is absolutely at the all-star tier. Next, Goran Dragic, above average. I think is a perfect point guard for the Miami Heat. A great facilitator, doesn't need to score points to be effective. And I think his defense, at least his hustle and effort, is a great fit for this Miami team. Next, Ja Morant. We haven't seen too much. It's only been a year and a couple games. Even then, not a full year. But still, he's playing at all-star levels when he does play. He's looking like he could be one of the better point guards in the league in years to come. Drew Holiday also playing at an all-star level. I think he was overlooked in New Orleans. I overlooked him in New Orleans. But man is great. He's a perfect point guard for the Milwaukee Bucks. Makes them maybe the best defensive team, most intimidating defensive team. I think, yeah, Drew Holiday is absolutely an all-star caliber player. Next, Kemba Walker. I want to so bad put him up here. But right now he is playing like an above-average point guard. I wish he was the same Kemba from Charlotte. I knew it wasn't going to happen. But still, he's averaging, 15 points per game this year. That's not great. He's had injury problems. I think about here is being pretty nice to him. I think a little bit of his reputation that he is Kemba Walker, and we saw what he did in Charlotte. But still, he's still a very good point guard. But with injuries and a down year, can't put him up here. He's going to fall into the above average. Next, Kyrie Irving. This is kind of the same dilemma I had with Chris Paul. Do I put him up here? Do I drop him down an All-Star? I think I'm going to drop him down in All-Star for now. Because this is he might be putting up as good a stats as these top two. But I don't like how because this is the only stat from their game that I memorized is when the big three of him, Durant, and Harden first played together. He took the most shots, and I was not a fan of that. And that could be hindering my perception of him. He absolutely could be a superstar point guard, but I think I'm going to leave him. It's like if I were to create, just add another tier just right in between these two, drop these two in. That'd be nice, but I think if I had to choose one, I think I'm going to drop him in All-Star for now. Next, Luka, I think I'm going to put him in Superstar. I mean, he's looked like a superstar. He's averaging around 30 or 27 points per game with a not great shooting percentage. Imagine if he got that up. I think he'd be elite. He was my MVP pick for this year. Could still happen. I was looking unlikely. It could happen. But I do think Luka Doncic is an absolute superstar. Next, Jamal Murray. I'm going to drop him. I don't know. This is another tough one for me. Because Bubble Murray honestly could go up here. But what we saw at the beginning of the year kind of drops him down here. I mean, he's picked it up a little bit. I don't know if it's enough to push him into the All-Star tier. Also, I put a lot of guys in the All-Star tier. I don't know. I think I'm going to come back to him and Brogdon and make a final decision there. Next, Patrick Beverley. He's below average for me. His hustle intensity hasn't really paid off this year, as he has had way more fouls than turnovers forced. I think there's just much better options than Patrick Beverley, like Kobe White, these three. There are also much worse options than Patrick Beverley. So you could go up here. I'm going to leave him in below average also because I feel like I just want to put someone here. He's close to up here, but I think he belongs down here. Next, Schroeder. He's going to go in above average. It was a very nice pickup for the Lakers as their guards weren't great offensively, well, and defensively. Schroeder helped on both ends. I think it was an amazing signing for the Lakers, and will definitely help them try and push the repeat. Shea, All-Star, no question. Man's is insane. I remember just the other day, he was on the Clippers for a while, which had completely escaped my head. But yeah, pretty soon he's going to be the leader of a very good Oklahoma City Thunder team, and a team that can definitely do a lot of damage. Next, Trae Young. He's going to belong in All-Star too. Not quite superstar. I think he's close to these two up here. Maybe there's a slight gap right here. Not that I'm saying like could also be a slight gap right here, however you have it. But I think there's a slight gap between him and these two. But still is a very good player. One of the best offensive point guards in the league, rivaling these three. But yeah, he absolutely deserves to be an all-star tier, all-star player. Yeah. Next is John Wall. At the beginning of the year, I thought he was going to be here. I thought he was going to be an average point guard at best. But he's proved me wrong. He's played fairly well. He's looked like the best player on the Rockets team, except for minus Christian Wood. Except for Christian Wood, Wall's looked like the best. So he's looked like the second best player on the Rockets team, which I think gets he's an above average point guard. I'm not gonna he's not as good as any of these ones up here, but I'd say he's a little bit better than Schroeder right now. Say he and Kemba are pretty close. And Dragic, I think he fits right in here with these four. Next, Russell Westbrook. I have personally hated on Westbrook a little bit for the whole stat padding thing. But in the end, Mans is putting up a triple-double, which should be good enough to get him up here. But his team's losing. I don't know if it's because of that. Yeah, when they play the Nets, they're actually like one of the best teams. And they just destroy the Celtics. You know what? I'm gonna put Russ in All-Star. He's averaging a triple-double, and he has. This isn't like the first time he's done it. Russ is an elite player. Definitely belongs in the All-Star tier. I can see how some people might want to put him down here. I can see that, but I'm going to go ahead and put him in the All-Star tier. Next, Colin Sexton. Absolutely going in the All-Star tier. I mean, he's played amazing. Is he more of a shooting guard? Yes. Should he be on this list? Not really. But he's here. He's an All-Star caliber player, without question in my head. I mean, just the games against the Nets. I mean, where he became Kyrie Irving, All-Star level player. Darius Garland, I'm going to go ahead and put in above average. He's shown flashes of being really good. He's also shown flashes about being right on par with Kobe White. So I think nice middle spot for him is above average. I think he's towards the bottom end of these now six players, but I still think he is a very good NBA point guard. Next, Lonzo Ball. I'm gonna put him in average. For really his defense and playmaking, he can't do much else. He has had games where he can shoot amazing. He's also had games where he's one of the worst shooters in the league. So there's a lot of ways you can go with Lonzo. I could see you putting him here. I could honestly see you putting him up here, but I'm going to drop him right in the middle and say he's average for now. Eric Bledsoe, I'm going to say is between average and below average. I mean, he brings nice defense like Lonzo, but his playmaking just isn't there, so I think I'm going to have to drop him in below average. Yes, he's a better scorer than Lonzo is, but I think for the Pelicans, they need someone like Lonzo more than they need someone like Bledsoe, and I think that's why he's doing better and why he's ended up in this tier over Bledsoe in this one. Next, Kyle Lowry. Hate him, but he's definitely an all-star level player. And he seems like a great dude, but the only reason I hate him is because I'm a Celtics fan. So I don't like the Raptors. I don't like Kyle Lowry because he's Marcus Smart, but better. So he belongs as an all-star. He's very good at what he does. Yeah, he's an all-star level player, no doubt. Next, Fred VanVleet, setting the Raptors record for points, I believe. And I think he also belongs in All-Star. I think he's also the starting shooting guard of this team, so I don't know why he's here. He also might be the backup point guard. I don't know the Raptors' rotation, but Fred VanVleet is a very capable scorer. If the Raptors were to trade Kyle Lowry, they'd be just fine with Fred VanVleet starting at point guard. I think he is towards the bottom of this list of All-Star players, but is still definitely worthy of getting All-Star recognition. Next, Emmanuel Quickley. I believe that's who it is. That's who it is. he's going to go in above average now, mainly because he's a rookie and he hasn't been he hasn't always produced the same. He hasn't been consistent enough. When he's at his best, he's up here. But at times he's down here. So I think, again, go straight down the middle. I'm going to put him in here because he's looking very promising, looking like one of the best players taken from this draft. So I'm going to go ahead and drop him in above average. Derrick Rose also belongs here as well. I mean, I think once when he entered the first game back as a Knick, they went on like a 14-point scoring run. He's very good. He's no longer at the MVP level, Derrick Rose, but I think above average defines Derrick Rose because he's not an all-star. Is he close? Yes. He's close to the all-star category, but I think right now he's just above average. Next, Terry Rozier. Very, very capable scorer. Very capable. Liability on defense? Maybe. Best playmaker? Not always. So I think above average suits him. I think he's like an off-brand Trae Young, basically, except for Trae Young's a better playmaker. But his scoring can be elite. His defense can be better than Trae's, but I'm in no way saying they're near equal. Because I mean, like, he's a whole tier below. But this is the Trae Young at home. That's who Terry Rozier is. Next, LaMelo Ball. I'm going to go ahead and put him in above average for now. Again, like Emmanuel, he's a rookie. Has he played at times like an all-star? Yes, like being like the youngest to ever record a triple-double, I think is what it was. He's played great, and I think that lands him in above average for now. Like some of these other rookies will not end up where these two are. Like Cole Anthony, I think I'm going to put him in average for now. At first, I questioned his choice of wearing 50, but it actually looks pretty good on him. I know it was because of his dad. But he's been an average point guard. He's looked like the fourth best point guard from this draft, which is actually saying something because there was a lot of good point guard prospects. So I think I'm going to drop him in average. I don't think the Magic lose too much with him over Markelle, but he's still an average point guard. Now for Markelle, I think when he's fully healthy, he's an above average point guard. But just because we haven't seen him enough healthy, he belongs in average. He's just... I wish he could stay healthy, because then he could prove that he is worth the #1 overall pick. But until he stays healthy, I can't put him higher than average. I want to, but I can't. So now to the two that I said I'd come back to. Malcolm Brogdon, I think I made this easier myself. Malcolm Brogdon is absolutely an all-star, all-star tier. I think he's just as good, if not better than some of the players up here. He's better than all the players down here. So Malcolm Brogdon falls in the all-star, and I'll also put Jamal Murray up there. I think at his absolute best, he is 100% an all-star level player. At his worst, he drops, well, not at his worst, but his play has fallen down a little bit to right down here at the beginning of the season, but he's picked it back up, so I think because of that, I'll go ahead and put him in all-star. But yeah, this really shows why all-star, like, when you have to, like, all-star picking, like, it's so hard, because, yes, these three are great, but then here's everybody else worthy of all-star nominations, and this is just the point guards, so, yeah, I should have a shooting guard one coming out later after this. But if you did enjoy, please hit the like button. That'd be very much appreciated. And I will see you all later. Adios.